All right, guys, we are here with the Melee champion, Ryan Jones, from the SoCal group with Bruno, but you bested him tonight to come in first at the Melee table.
Yeah.
Ryan, congrats. Tell us, what was it like to be at that table with four just high-caliber players? I saw you start behind, and then you pull it out. What was the tale of this game?
I was pretty sure that if we could just let the game go on and on, I'd have a good chance. Also, Bruno would have a good chance because the longer it goes, the better he's going to do.
Yeah.
The other two decks were like hit it hard, a Shy Rush, Dragon Rush.
Yeah.
And you saw with Kyle, he got one away, I think, twice.
Yep.
And then nothing. Like
Heartbreak.
We all target him.
Absolute heartbreak, man.
And it's a shame. Like with that kind of deck, though, you have to know that you're either going to hit it and just be like, we're done. It's round one, we're done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or the retaliation is going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to try and get all the characters with renown. They're going to try and get all the power off your house and get all your cards out. Well, that's exactly what happened. And Kyle was still in it to the end. Like on the last round, he decides to go first because he's only 3 away.
Yep.
He went for the win, and then it subsequently, since I was second and he didn't get it, it kind of just fell to me.
Wow.
I think if either Kyle or Bruno was after, if Chad or Bruno was after Kyle, I think they probably would have had the game. That just tells you how important initiative is.
Oh, man.
I think there's an underplayed card, which I don't play it.
Ahead of the tide?
It sucks. It's ahead of the tide, exactly.
Yep.
On that, it's game winner,
Yeah.
And I really should have found a place for one or two, but I felt like my sustained pressure was going to be enough. I got 3 Bay of Ice for some initiative boost.
Yeah.
3 of my games, I won because when my Power Faith went off, I had an opponent's Power Faith go off for the win, but I had the Bay of Ice for the 1 initiative.
Excellent.
yeah.
3
It's a big
out
deal.
of the 5 games, Bay of Ice
Wow.
won me the game.
Well in, so that's the tale of the Melee.
I've heard other reports. It's like one initiative has made or
It's
lost
that
games for
close,
people.
Wow.
That's excellent.
So you started out, like I said, I started out first turn, I think you only had like Makoro out. And then,
I flopped a Stowaway, Sweet, and some locations.
perfect.
Then,
great.
I kind of got Makoro and then later Tarl and had a very small board. It also kind of made me not a big target, especially with Kyle going off.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't going to be eating a lot of challenges. I kept my hand up. LIV, I do House of Dreams for LIV, which helps with the draw, helps smooth out the deck.
Yeah.
It's also amazing if I can get someone with Intimidate, that extra +2, no one's defending a 7.
Yeah, unbelievable. And so your deck is a holy, not a rush deck, but a holy.
It's sort of like
power
sustain,
grab deck.
sustain, and then all of a sudden, here are all the characters with
Yeah.
all the renown. So
I saw Asha at the table. Do you have Victorian?
yeah, she
Holy
was on the
Victorian.
deck.
Nice. So you just kind of crawled around for a bit, you just kind of saved around, and then all of a sudden some of these bigger characters start hitting the table, and here you are in a position to just sweep in
Yeah.
and win the game.
Yeah. I mean, Bruno tried to get it to him. He took out Kyle. You saw the double hatchlings
Yeah,
feast,
it's a
and
great
still
play.
have the resources for a freaking Thunder and Cap. But, he takes out Kyle, which actually I honestly think was a mistake because then that let me get in. But I think with my Intimidate, it doesn't matter who's on the board.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be unopposed. Everything's going to go all the renown in. So it didn't really matter what was left. If Kyle couldn't do it, I was going to win for sure.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
He tried to take out my characters. Makoro saved the day. 2 power on Asha, and then she was able to get 2 more in challenges. And I talked to him after. I said, what were you thinking? And he said there was no way to get past Makoro. He would have had to burn down Makoro first. And then I'd have to maybe save Makoro, and then I couldn't save Asha, but he only had that combo, which is great. And luckily it's not terminal, because you can't, actually I would be able to save Makoro, but it's still harder when it's a terminal thing.
Yeah, Makoro is a beast against those kinds of effects, man.
I attribute my whole championship to Makoro.
It's all Makoro.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think it was Bruno that got a summoning season with me, and I traded for Condemned by the Realm. I went and grabbed Makoro because I knew Bruno was playing Burn. I was like, this guy's going to pay off.
Yeah.
And I feel really good about that. That's a smart decision because it won the game.
That was a very good decision.
Yeah, I was like, everyone else is going to get burnt, but I'm going to have Makoro.
So,
That's excellent.
what's it like being at the final table and it's you and someone else from your meta? Like,
There's all that stuff last year.
Yeah,
And Bruno
yeah.
and I talked about it before. We were like, we got to play this straight. We know Kyle and Chad also. I mean, it's like once a year at Worlds, but I mean, we played it straight. Kyle said, everyone, we all agreed. We were talking for like the first 20 minutes, before the melee. So, you know, we were all friends, and nobody wanted to do any of that last year
nonsense.
sort of stuff.
No nonsense this
I
year.
mean, that gets you disqualified. Like, that's literally what happens. So.
I mean, this one seemed like a very clean game. It seemed like all the competitors were just there to win.
Yeah,
and
there was a
have good
point
game.
where Kyle said, you know, I'm going for second, and I had a problem with that. Like, I said, you know, this is the final table. Like, when you're going to get back here, you have to play for first.
Yeah.
And maybe overall points, but I don't like not going for first.
Yeah, you got to go for first, right? That's the nature of the beast. All right, man. Well, the last thing I have, unless you have more, Robert, is, you know, going into this melee. What does your melee prep look like, especially as you're considering what's put in your deck? What are those decisions like? Like, how do you come down that?
Well, California does not melee. That's just a thing.
It's just a
I
thing.
don't know. We have a lot of really, really competitive people, like not necessarily like the level, but like in their heart, they don't want to lose. And when you lose and it's not your fault, like in melee, that stings quite a bit. And I feel the same. Like, I enjoy melee. We'll do a casual melee, honestly, like twice a year. But I prepped for this. I knew I was going to be playing melee in Worlds. A lot of our guys played Star Wars instead, but I'm Thrones for life. But you know, we got a couple practice games in. My testing buddy is James Speck. He played Baron Knights, which is great in melee because you can almost never get the negative. Since the text says every opponent has more knights than you. That's not going to happen. So he did a good job. He almost made the cut. We did some. I roped some extra people in that weren't going to be playing melee, and I said, "Come on, we need people. We need bodies." So they played their joust decks like Martel Quinton just.
So you scraped this thing together. Is what you're telling me.
Honestly, I mean, I put a lot of work into just kind of thinking about it, and then, you know, built it, put it together. It did surprise me how good it was. I really enjoy Holy as a whole. I played Lanny Holy in a regional season, which is kind of out there. There's not a lot of Lanny Holy characters, but I won a regional with it, so I felt good about Holy. The fact that you can run Power Faith and just get triple value out of a character, I mean, that's about cuts, almost card advantage right there. Like, each character is worth 3 if you can get the Tricon. So that was where I felt like I could get an advantage on other people who would need to kneel to defend or to attack. I was not going to have to do that.
Nice. And it's that simple. Power of Faith is a great plot.
I mean, Power of Faith is amazing.
Awesome.
I would run Valor and 3 Power of Faith. 6 Power of Faith.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations, really. That's fantastic. Glad to see
congrats.
you there. And Joust on Saturday, huh?
I'm looking forward to it.
Are you going to be the double champion? Is this the year that it happens?
Honestly, I don't think so. I'm a decent mid-joust player, but you know, I'm looking to make the cut. Like, I've never made the cut at a big tournament. Last year at Gen Con, I got 17th out of 16.
Heartbreaker.
And then I just proceeded to drink myself stupid, understandably.
Like a proper Greyjoy.
One of the best nights of my life, though. My metamate James got 18, so the two of us were like, drinks.
Yeah, that is drinking. That's drinking stuff. Right
And then, like I told you before, I ran into Bruno in the last round of Swiss last year of Worlds, lost 4-2, missed the cut. So my whole goal for this is just make the cut and joust would be nice.
Nice. Well, this year we'll drink in celebration.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. And you guys stay tuned. We got tons more coming from Worlds. We'll be at you soon.